password?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Say that on live.
Are we live?
Yeah. What's up, Druid?
Oh, shit.
What's happening?
I didn't know. Well, there's literally nothing there, so...
Yeah, it's fine. What's up? We're back.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Welcome to the second aPODcalypse.
Welcome to the second aPODcalypse.
I am Lord Ingaiban, one of the more hard-humored Palantines. What are you? Who are
I'm
you?
Yilgrotha, the hulking giant,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Let's that's who I am.
Just squaring up against
Nair. And Nair calls him short or something.
Yeah.
Proyas does.
You think I think it's a dick joke.
Yeah. Taller than he is, or shorter than he is tall, or longer than he is short, or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's up, Jeff? He says, This is random. Every apartment complex has dog treats, but no candy for humans. What the fuck, dude?
You just gotta
Damn.
cut out the missing variable and eat the dog treats, I guess.
True. One day we'll be scrounging for dog treats, wearing fucking nuclear hazmat suits and shit. Druid says he's a bag of Kiri today.
Nice, dude.
A dime sack of Kiri.
Let me hit that.
Yeah.
No, like, what was I thinking? In Parasite, that girl eats all the dog treats before she realizes they're for dogs.
Dude, that show, or that movie, sorry.
It's okay.
It's really stressed me out.
Really?
Yeah, super stressful.
They released a special edition in black and white after they won the Academy Award.
Oh, great.
Which I'm not sure what it does or doesn't do for the thing, but maybe that's just what you do when you win big.
Yeah, probably.
I liked how Bong Joon-ho made his statues kiss. Did you ever see that picture? He won 2 Oscars and he was like pretending they were kissing each other.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it feels good to be back. I've been in a vortex of having a baby and then there being like really spooky, scary complications and being in the hospital for a long time, and now pediatricians saying we may have to go back to the hospital if little Mo Angus doesn't gain weight. But it's good that we're doing this because it feels more normal. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, crazy that you have that sweet little baby out there.
Yeah. Little Nayu.
Yeah, my first son.
My first son, Nayu. Druid says, "How is little Sarl?" That truly is the actual nickname. He's good, man. He's super chill. Is just vibing, but he doesn't gain any weight. He loses weight. So the pediatricians are all freaked out and making us also wigged out, but we're doing our best to try and make him get some weight today. But yeah.
Needs those gains.
He needs to gain some weight. Little Sarl. The coppers.
We gotta teach him that. First words.
I really enjoyed this chapter. I had a fun time reading it.
Oh yeah.
It was a good one. It's exciting. Yeah, he needs some protein shakes for sure. Do you feel like ripping us off, ripping into us,
ripping ass
on this intro?
Sure. Here we go. Well, we're at the Endymion Heights again.
Yes, chef.
And I quote, "The event itself was unprecedented. Not since the fall of Cannae to the Skilvendi hordes had so many potentates gathered in one place, but few knew mankind itself lay upon the balance. And who could guess that a brief exchange of glances, not the Shriya's edict, would tip that balance? But is this not the very enigma of history? When one peers deep enough, one always finds that catastrophe and triumph, the proper object of the historian's scrutiny, inevitably turn upon the small, the trivial, and the nightmarishly accidental. When I reflect overmuch on this fact, I do not fear that we are drunks at the sacred dance, as Protathus writes, but that there is no dance at all. Drusus Commune, Compendium of the First Holy War.
Damn, that's chronic.
Yeah.
It was actually super fire.
Mm-hmm.
So is he referring to whenever Kellus locks eyes with Zarias at the end? You think so?
Yeah. When Zarias notices it's like a love triangle.
It's chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And Zarias is like...
it's like, oh, fuck.
He's looking at scales! Kill it!
The old monkey man is just... he finally got found out.
Yeah.
He was pushing it, walking up the stairs so easily.
So easily, yeah. So primordially. Fucking ancient simian something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Australopithecus.
Yeah. But that's a good one. That's a good thing.
Yeah. This thing kind of reminded me of the Council of Elrond at Rivendell, but Rivendell, not Dale, but like a Bakker version.
Swashbuckling, rapey, scary, black sludgy.
Yeah, phallic.
Very phallic.
Yeah, like arguing, or I mean, I guess they argue at the Council of Elrond, but
not. Yeah, it's just a different vibe. It's the flair of Bakker, but you're right. It actually makes a lot of sense because it's kind of the, all right, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get going. I love at the end whenever everybody like is so stoked. They're like, woohoo! We're going on the Holy War! And they're like throwing their clothes off and running around.
Dude, I finished the book the other day just because I was impatient while you were busy having a baby. Mm-hmm. And they just all go get wasted immediately after, too.
Yeah.
I forgot about that, but they directly just start partying down.
Yeah, it's so chill. And Jeff said he's referring to Archduke Franz Ferdinand, and that's what man, Jeff and I are on the same page, dude. Because it's like World War One. Like, just the most fuckery, like, it was all just on this pendulum. It was all ready to crumble, and then just this one thing happens, and it's all just pops off.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I reread this reread of the chapter by this author J.M. Reed. It's jmd-read.com. He does a chapter by chapter breakdown of, I think, like 4 or 5 of the 7 books.
Oh, wow.
I read his
Crazy.
stuff as I was reading it the first time because I didn't understand what the fuck was going on.
Are we plagiarizing him?
No, but, well, I might, but, not great artists steal, right?
Yeah.
But he mentioned the epigraph, which is the fancy name for the quotes at the beginning, to be exactly what you said, Jeff, the, whatever reference to the Archduke Franz Ferdinand. That was the final catalyst to World War One.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
He was blown the fuck up by Gavrilo Princip of the Black Hand anarchist group, I believe.
Oh, dang.
And I just picture them as like mustache twirling with the circle bomb.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
like cartoon ass.
Yeah, like the rope wick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Well, cool.
Yep.
What are we, are they just kind of walking to the chamber or whatever? They're walking to the meeting?
Walking after midnight?
What's happening in this first experience here?
Let's see.
Kellus is reflecting on the incalculability of the Holy War.
Yeah, he's been honking on the probability trance a lot more.
Yeah.
Which we've mentioned a bunch of times, but I felt just the mention made me feel real Dune vibes of the prescience and the spice trips and stuff like that, and the golden path. He's like, but which is the right way, Father?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's still the young Paul Atreides. He's not Muad'Dib yet.
Right. Well, it's cool whenever he's interacting with the pragma.
Yeah.
Agma. That shit is so cool.
Just getting the shit slapped out of him constantly. Or like once a day, maybe.
Yeah.
He just appears.
Say the verse! Or whatever.
Yeah.
Something that I know... So, what is actually happening, though? Like, what's...
They're waiting for the Emperor to walk into the room, I believe.
Okay.
Or they're chilling. The kind of like our team is chilling.
Yeah.
Which is Kellis and Proyas, and Nayer are the three big guys that we kind of stick with, though we meet a bunch of other people.
And it's happening from Kellis's perspective, and he's thinking, he's kind of just, he's just giving an overview of what's happened, basically. And at the end of one paragraph, he thinks, what mattered was that the Holy War eventually prevailed against the Phanom and bare him to Shima, to his father, his mission. And I underlined that and just wrote, like, just kind of just a psychopath. Just, like, I don't know, like Tony Soprano, like, all about me.
Yeah.
Always obsessed with what I want to do.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very dedicated to the one objective. I mean, Nayer is too. He's willing to be he's trying to be the fucking general of all of these assholes.
Yeah.
Just so he can get there and kill his daddy too.
Yeah, his daddy.
Yeah.
Well, it's so funny, my bias against... I'm so biased against Kellis and Nayer. I'm like, well, Nayer is, like, poetic and, and emotional. But yeah, they're both similarly determined. They all are so set in their goal. And then Zynemus comes in with the comedic relief, and he says, I wonder what the Emperor will make of a Skilvendi drinking his wine and pinching his servants' bums. I can't imagine Nayer pinching anyone's bum, really.
Yeah,
Maybe, like, punching someone's bum.
Like, punching his fist up their ass until they die, like...
Yeah.
Sorry I said that, but just, like, brutal.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Death fisting?
Yeah, death fisting.
I was wondering, like, just how many jokes that Nayer did not laugh at.
Yeah.
Just, like, spitting.
He spits.
His mouth is all dry because he's been spitting at everybody.
Or he just calls him womanly.
Yeah.
And then, let's see. So we got some chat. Jeff says... Oh, well, Druid says Nayer has the sickest mic drop, and the crowd goes wild. Yeah, he does. He has an amazing monologue at the end. And then the best part about this reread is that it does feel like history. I agree with that. Jeff, and then, let's see. Druid says you could say Kellis still has some humanity in him at this point. Interesting.
I think that... I agree with you. I think that kind of shines through... in the chapter, not only in the flash, it's like because the flashbacks are in here, or I don't know if that makes sense, but it shines through in the scene, at least in his inner dialogue. But paired with the flashbacks, you humanize him a lot more, and I humanized him a lot more in this chapter than other chapters.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the robot bird?
That's a baby.
Moengus.
Junior.
Senior. My first son.
And then Jeff says that dude accidentally sits in the Emperor's chair.
Does it really happen in history too? That was my favorite part. I just reread that like right before I came here.
Yeah, very funny.
Just so you guys all know, I'm pretending that Brian's baby is mine, just as Nayer fathered a son and then Kellis immediately claimed it. Or tricked everybody into thinking it was his. I read online that there might be a Jokely going on, because Serway like didn't even remember it was Nayer's after she got pregnant. Like partially did. Yeah. So there might be some godly trickery going on. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
But yeah, my son is making a ruckus.
Making a damn ruckus.
Nice. He's I guess humans make sounds.
Humans make sounds. He probably wants a bottle or some milk.
Ripped from the void.
Well, okay. Let's talk about the pragma. Kestriga Ejacule. Ejacule.
There's so many good names in this.
I know.
The senior brethren. Oh wait, yeah, senior brethren of the Dunyan.
Exactly. I'm gonna see if Patricia needs help real quick.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
My fatherly instincts are wanting to make sure I'm not being a deadbeat dad.
I'm gonna be just like Kellis and be a deadbeat dad.
No, that's fine.
And then take all the credit for it.
I'll be right back.
The pragma, like, what did Brian say? Come jackal? A senior brethren of the Dunyain, and it says that the meetings between such men and the young boys in the Dunyain usually resulted in anguish for the latter, the anguish of trial and revelation. So, we get the long meditation scene broke up into a few different flashbacks. I mean, it's all one flashback broken up into a few different sections, but it really seemed like a point of illumination where it was like, obviously it's a arduous fucking 7 days of him repeating words, but that this like one scene alone more than anything was like the point of illumination in his life where he understood his mission, like the initiation into Dunyan manhood, I think, in a way. The first words they exchange, the pragma says, or asks, "You have drunk your fill as they directed you," which, I don't know if this was being literal or not. I was wondering if maybe Kellis, like, drank some speed potion or something, because the sentence, the logos is without beginning or end, is 7 words, so it means he would have to meditate for 7 days straight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think he's being watched the whole time, so he could sleep, but if you risk getting the shit slapped out of you if pragma finds you lacking.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was curious, but inconsequential to the story.
7 days.
I think it's 7. The logos is without beginning or end.
Yeah. So, yeah, the logos is without beginning or end, young Kellis. Do you understand this? And Kellis says, "No, pragma. Though he still suffered fear and hope, he had long before overcome his..." Did you already talk about this?
No, we're here.
Okay. His compulsion to misrepresent the extent of his knowledge. A child had little choice when his teachers could see through faces. That's actually really good lesson that I feel like I learned whenever I was in treatment. Somebody asked me a question that I didn't know the answer to, but I you kind of want to know the answer or whatever, and he was like, "It's fine to say you don't know."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you're right.
You became fully embodied.
Yeah, I became fully embalmed. And Jeff says he's a monk, so he has the strength. Yeah, I know this whole part gives me fucking Buddhist monastery trauma.
Back in your days of being a baby monk.
Back in my days of being baby monk.
Yeah, so he's got the humility to admit that he doesn't know at least the full extent of the answer, which is like, I don't think we see much humility in Kellis other than maybe in the last book telling Esmenet that she is his blind spot. I think that's like the only other thing.
Yeah.
That I can remember anyway. But
yeah.
But he's also this like eager beaver little fucking ass dude, and he's like he interrupts him just because he wants to hear this story. Like he's like so excited about it, and the dude just slaps the shit out of him, sends him rolling across the hard stone. Kellis scrambled back to position and wiped the blood from his nose.
I know, he slapped him so hard.
The blow is a lesson, nothing more. Among the Dunyain, everything was a lesson. The Pragma regarded him with utter dispassion. That was like the best part.
That's what I underlined. Utter dispassion.
Just like, if anybody slapped me and made no facial reaction, I'd just stare back in shock.
It would be scary, yeah.
I mean, I'd be shocked if anybody just slapped me out of the blue, but...
It would be odd if that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says, interruption is weakness, young Kellis. It arises from the passions and not from the intellect, from the darkness that comes before.
That's the name of the book.
I know. Well, and then, so he's kind of just drilling Kellis about what the Logos is and why, and it's kind of similar to some fucking Bene Gesserit shit of like, are you an animal or are you a human?
Ooh. Good one.
Because of the quandary of man. And
the goddamn quandary.
I know. So he says, indeed, and Okay, so Kella says, because like beasts, man stand within the circuit of before and after, and yet he apprehends the logos. He possesses intellect. And then the Pragma says, indeed, and why, young Kellis, do the Dunyade breed for intellect? Why do we so assiduously train young children such as you in the ways of thought, limb, and face? And then Kellis says, because of the quandary of man, capital Q, capital M.
Oh, yeah.
And what is the quandary of man? And then a bee comes into the hut. Fucking bee!
But it doesn't matter.
I know, I'm so curious. I love that, though. It kind of, like, it really puts me in the scene, because it, you know, in movies, things can feel so, like, clinical almost. You're like, this is a scene, and they're in a room, and you don't really get immersed in the world outside of the room.
Mm.
But there's like a fucking bee coming in, and you're like, oh shit, this is happening in a whole world. It's like the bee is there, and then, oh, I'm in Ishual, and I can see the mountains and stuff. I really appreciated that.
Yeah, that's chill. That makes sense to me. I was just like, what's gonna happen with the bee?
Yeah.
I don't know. We're still worrying about that bee.
Mm-hmm.
What's the quandary of man? The quandary of man is that he is a beast, that his appetites arise from the darkness of his soul, that his world assails him with arbitrary circumstance, and yet he apprehends the logos, which is, to me, is the same thing as that consciousness is the parent of all horrors.
Yeah. I have that shirt on right now.
Oh, that's sick.
Wait, no.
No, that was the, truly... What is it? We do, in all honesty, hate this world.
Yeah.
The fucking, shout out Heaven's Gate cult.
I love these shirts.
Druid said, there are tales of masters of meditation able to spend months in a trance.
Oh, for sure.
That sounds exhausting, but
Gnostic.
also epic. Oh,
Yeah.
Gnostic for sure.
Yeah. This whole thing, to me, is like Theravada Buddhism, but like nihilist, kinda, because so Kella says he's afflicted or whatever, and so the Pragma asks, young Kellis, are you a perfect instrument of the Logos? And he says no, and then he says, why is that? And Kellis says, because I am afflicted by passions. I am my thoughts, but the sources of my thoughts exceed me. I do not own myself because the darkness comes before me. Excuse me.
Don't go excusing yourself and make me look sloppy on the pod.
Oh no, you're fine. You're a vibe. He says, indeed it does, child. What is the name we give the darkness that come, the dark sources of thought? He says, legion. We call them legion.
That's heavy.
That's very heavy.
What is it called? Is there a specific word in Buddhism for the chaos of the mind or whatever? Or, well, is it just
dukkha? Like dukkha, yeah. Some fucking dukkha.
I know some Buddhist stuff, but not nearly as much as you. I just thought it was interesting that he says, I am my thoughts, because at, like, the local place here, Wild Heart, I've heard people say, I am not my thoughts a bunch. Like, that's what gives me comfort from the fucking intrusive thoughts of me, like, you know, doing something crazy, like, when you have the urge to just flip your car over on the highway.
It's just neurochemicals and
your
brain, your shitty ass brain.
I mean,
that's the thing. That's the darkness that comes before, though, is all the conditions that lead up to that thought arising.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the moment of like, am I this thought or am I not this thought? Like, am I an animal or am I a human? Do I possess intellect or am I a beast? Kind of situation. Because, you know, some people like hit their wives and fucking do crazy shit.
Yeah. No, for sure. And, like, our own brains do generate, or minds generate. So Jeff just said that he was 12 again. It gets me every time.
Bro! He's wild.
Good to be back.
That was great timing. I'm 12. Shit.
Yeah, shit and fired. I forgot what I was talking about, but...
We're all friends here.
Bakker's tripping a lot in this chapter, or perhaps not tripping, but it makes me wonder, what I wrote down here. Okay. I wrote in my notes, okay, to myself, which is funny. Okay, so how much does Bakker value dispassionate reason or logic versus passions, feelings, and humanity? Because he as an author is scared of AI destroying meaning in the world and probably, I don't know, going Terminator on us or something. But that's what keeps us like wild and human and feral to some degree, is not being robot. Well, not being robots. But I guess we're trying to be in between beasts and robots.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you asked that question, what came to my mind was that he enjoys the juxtaposition between, or like the space. That his little pocket is the space between those two things. Just like he like kind of just hangs out in that orb and writes some crazy wild shit.
Yeah, for sure. No, I like that answer. I've probably said it before too, but like I think the Kisharam with the suke being a magic of passion and feeling, and it also not being a damnable type of sorcery.
Yeah,
shows that there's value in that, at least in this world. Not that this world has to be everything he believes in, but is curious.
Yeah.
But I feel like we hang out a lot more on the ration, logic, intellect side of shit. Perhaps just because of the characters we follow, like all the Nasarimbers, and Kamian's all up in his own head, I guess, too.
Yeah.
He's just in a pity whirlpool.
Sorrow Swamp. Swamp of Sorrows. That's a place in Dark Souls.
Oh, cool. There's a place in Virginia called the Great Dismal Swamp. I'm gonna go there this year, I decided.
Really?
Yeah.
That's sick. Alright, we gotta get going. One thing that I thought was funny is the pragma raises a palsied hand. I thought that was an interesting description. Yeah. Let's keep going.
Well, we flash back to the Endymion Heights. That's what we're doing this whole chapter, is going back to, let's say, 8 years prior in Kellis's life, and then the present moment. We get some good names. The Enrithi Lords, Galioth. Oh, yeah, these are like peoples, but Galioth, Tidoni, Aenoni, Thunieri, and even some Nansur. But all the squads of people look more like soldiers than courtiers. They're like ready to start fighting. They're not like this is what I got from it, was they're supposedly there to parley, but they're trying to like force this through as quick as possible so they can have the mic drop in the party and the fucking war.
Right.
Like they're bloodthirsty.
They're lusty. Yeah.
Dirty, dusty, and lusty. Then there's also pubescent slaves.
Yeah.
With swelling breasts and cultish legs.
Yeah, that was really descriptive and made me feel bad.
What if they were just like fully enrobed, but Bakker was like using X-ray glasses and was like, I'm gonna tell you about their titties.
Yeah.
I don't know, kind of weird, but you can see like all these armored fucking manly men and egos and everything, and then there's just these like child, presumably girls.
Yeah. Well, maybe not.
Yeah. Children is the point, really,
Yeah.
that are naked and catering to their dietary needs, I guess. I don't know.
Jeff says, why is knowledge a sin?
I mean...
It's anti-authority?
Yeah, I don't know, because I was never raised religious, so I never thought of knowledge being a sin. Not consciously, I guess.
That's why you're going to hell.
Yeah. I don't know, I guess maybe in this book I would say, like, the sorcerers having the knowledge, but not just the knowledge, but like practicing the, what is it, like the language of the god, or the mimicking the actions of gods, or whatever they do, is knowing too much or having too much power and mimicking God. Like, you can't be too powerful or too smart or too influential, I don't think, because then the people up top feel threatened and their little baby ego wants to take you out. I don't know.
Yeah.
Aping the God is a good way to put it. Also, I love saying aping, or like thinking that. It's a word in crossword puzzles a lot, to ape.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
He also mentions, my family and I used to drive through the Great Dismal Swamp before they cut it down and leveled it. It's still sketchy as hell and probably has lots of dead bodies. Damn. Well, sorry for everybody that got tossed there, but also it's a bummer they cut it down and leveled it.
Yeah. You also grow up, it's the past, they naked.
Yeah, true.
True. It's warm Mediterranean climate, they all naked.
Yeah, what a pleasant... Actually, I've never been.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's very pleasant.
What about Yel Grota?
What's this?
Have you ever seen such a man?
I kept thinking of Shrankhammer, though.
Yeah.
Who is Shrankhammer?
I don't know, it's somebody else.
I'll figure it out later, but where's Yel Grota at?
My poor little baby's so grumpy. Have you ever seen such a man?
He's chilling with Prince Skyelt of Thunursis. And Prince Skyelt is standing in the shadow of the giant that they call Yel Grota. It's like, okay, so...
He's not... His name isn't actually Yel Grota.
What is it? It's like, is it... Like, British people are like, I'm called Michael. I'm like, okay, but is that your name? Exactly what you said. I feel like just projecting that Yel Grota didn't really want to be, like, sized up as the biggest or second biggest guy. He was just trying to be silent and large. He didn't want to be...
about big people.
Everyone's coming for you?
Well, everyone's like, oh, that person's big. I don't know. Like, my brother is a bigger bodied person. He's really strong or whatever. People will do like, well, I'm sure Robbie could help me with this, or like they like assume that he wants to like be big and strong and stuff, and it's annoying.
They're just assuming he'll do manual labor for them.
Yeah. Or like that's
like
the
if you own a
expectation.
truck.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn.
Dump truck.
Okay, I'm never gonna
You're
work
carrying that wagon. But whenever people like think that I can do anything that involves using a tool, like it makes me so. I hate using tools.
Oh, like
screwing things in or like putting things together. Can't do it.
Dude, I was on tour with my ex's band, like literally 10 years ago now. Long time. But we got a flat tire in northern Utah, and this highway patrol pulled over, and it was me and another guy and then 2 women, and he just like without words just like man-shamed us so hard for not knowing how to change a tire. Like I didn't even learn how to drive till I was 29.
Literally. True.
So I didn't know how to change a flat tire when I was 24, and fuck, man, I never felt less of a man.
Trash.
And I don't want to feel like a man except for when there's a flat tire. Oh, dude, real quick aside, this guy on the off ramp coming home from work today waved me down. He was like pulled over and waved me down, and super confusing, but his name was Ahmed, and he told me that I had blue eyes like Jesus. And I was laughing because Jesus did not have blue eyes.
You have blue eyes like white Jesus.
And this dude was like a brown guy, like...
Yeah.
I don't know, just like... He was being very complimentary, and I've got the beard and my long hair down, like, but... Yeah, I don't know, just being like... I wish you didn't have like this image of white-ass Jesus in your head, but like...
Was he a little psychotic, you think?
I didn't think he was psychotic, but he was stressing out. It was weird. He like had a very nice car, and he like had nice clothes and multiple rings on. And he said he needed money to get to Miami, and how much could I give him? And I was like, I literally don't have any cash.
I have $7 in Patreon money.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. That we don't know how to unlock.
I can't get to it.
But he was like gonna give me this ring as like collateral to go bring him money, because I was like, I can get you some money at the ATM or something, and he reached out this ring that looked fancy, but it could have been fake as fuck.
Right.
But I was like, no, dude, I'm not like, I'm
not like a skate center. You don't have to give me your keys to rent skates.
Yeah, exactly. Bowling out, like, you don't have to give me your shoes. But I went and got some cash and then came back and he was gone.
He was a spirit, a highway spirit.
It was very strange. He was like, I have money. He kept telling me he wasn't homeless. He's like, I'm not homeless, I swear. I paid $6,000 for this car, which, like, it looked nicer than that, too. Maybe that was just how much he's paid off so far. Button-down shirt, but... And he had like, his brother in the car, too. It was just very strange, but I have blue eyes like Jesus.
I hope people don't think we're making fun of this person, but...
Oh, Ahmed's the homie.
Yeah.
No, I was just laughing at the fucking situation, too.
Yeah.
No doubt. Did say if he wasn't there when I came back, that means somebody else helped him, so maybe he got hooked up.
Yeah, maybe so.
But sometimes when I meet someone strange or have a weird encounter, I kind of just think, like, what if that was all in my head? It didn't happen, or it was a ghost.
Where you're like, was that a spirit or like a real thing that just happened? Am I like a Greek myth right now? Is a satyr about to come play a flute in my face or something?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh shit, that's wild.
Oh, Ring Thane said that was him, and then I took too long, so hit me with your PayPal, I'll hook it up.
With $7. What's up, Ring Thane? I'm glad you're here. Jeff said some... Oh, well, actually, Druid said, carefully curated knowledge is power. The less people that know something, the more leeway those who do know have. Absolutely. Power.
That's what they're doing, banning all the gay, quote-unquote, gay books in Florida and everywhere.
Dude, Florida's buck wild.
Yeah.
We don't... Yeah.
That's where Ahmed's going. Maybe he'll take care of it. He'll start the revolution.
Hopefully. Hopefully he's okay. Imagine he's not okay.
He's not homeless, and he has money, except for he doesn't have money. It's not as hectic sounding as I'm telling the story.
That's
like,
right.
Yeah, whatever. It does sound like he was a little psychotic in the story, but he felt pretty convincing to me.
Sounds like he was like in a manic episode or something. Like I've talked to clients that are like I'm going to Miami tonight. Like I know it's a good idea, or like it's a really good idea. My wife doesn't want me to, but I just know that it's the way.
Maybe, dude.
And it's like, damn, dude.
You heard the Will Smith song? He's trying to party in the city where the heat is on all night on the beach till the break of dawn.
Yeah.
Jeff says, I love that the Tidoni, they just have shrunken shrank heads on their belts.
And racist as hell, he says.
They're pretty much Hell's Angels Knights.
That's a dope comparison.
And
Sons of Anarchy.
He's trying to sell me shit. I didn't take it. Maybe I should have taken the ring.
You should have taken the ring.
What if it was a temptation?
Yeah, it could have been some... It was on some Greek myth shit, for sure.
So this is like, yeah.
Yel Grota.
Sorry.
Maybe anyway. It was, are there some ghost-ass people in the last books? You know, fuck it, never mind. That we should get to
the specter of the king and Kilogis.
Well, yeah. Well, yes, but remember whenever that group of outriders get stuck in the haunted ass place where the Shrank don't even want to go? Mm-hmm. Are there ghosts there, or is it just a real bad vibe?
I don't remember if it explains it.
It's just
they saw horrors beyond their comprehension, and then they didn't even talk about it when they came back.
Dude, that is the most fucking brutal passage or scene or concept, and then people don't fuck with them afterwards.
Yeah.
They're
avoiding even associating with that guy.
Yeah.
It was
who was it? Saban's brother, some shit.
Something. His name sounds like something to do with a cow or a bull. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Oh, Seabull Bakker.
Yeah, dude.
Um.
He's fucked.
Oh yeah. Shout out. Slowly Red. He really digs Seabull.
Yeah, he does.
In those rereads.
Yeah.
So I think of him when I think of Seabull. But yeah, that dude didn't straight up not having a good time.
Not having a good time.
Then he gets scalded. Then he gets kiss
Raped,
punched to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got some chat going on. Let's see. Druid says the shade of Florida man has blessed you with his presence. Totally. The shade.
That's so good.
Hey man. Hey friend, you look like Jesus. Take this ring. Go give me some fucking money. I don't need any money, but you go give me some. And then that dude had an eyeball in his heart.
That was nuts.
God.
That was also another thing where I was like, wait, did this literally happen? Mm-hmm. Or is this just the horrors of beyond one's or I guess the horrors of consciousness? I think it literally happened though, because you get the two-hearted sons
of the Hulka.
Yeah.
The two-hearted sons of the Hulka, whatever. Alright, let's keep rolling.
Yeah, we should probably talk about the books.
The book. I know it's fun to just go off on a tangent.
Kellis has all the dad jokes. He's got this dick joke that I've literally heard in a sports stadium bathroom later in the when he and Zynemis are pissing in the river next chapter. But Kellis diffuses the situation of Proyas kind of pitting Nair or imagining Nair up against Yelgrota. Kellis goes, you think that he is not as long as he is tall?
Right.
Which still kind of don't get it.
Everybody's
it has to be a dick joke. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Burst out into... What's that?
At least Proyas laughs.
Oh, Proyas, yeah. Proyas is
oh, I love you, Dad!
Trying to be one of the boys. Yeah.
Love me!
It's looking around to... It's like when a kid looks at you, they fall down and then they look at you before they start crying.
And then you look away. He's like, you are not seen.
This is a detachment theory.
Yeah. The second aPODcalypse detachment theory episode.
Trademark that.
Of course, Nair thinks to himself, play these fools if you must, Dunyan, but do not play me.
Yeah, Nair is not laughing at any jokes.
No, he's not taking any of it. But Proyas says, you are beginning to remind me of Zynemis, my prince. And then Kellis, I'm not going to say anything bad about Kellis, but he thinks of the man he esteems above all others. So he's like, he's starting to love me.
Yeah. This chapter with the internal dialogue that explains the plot is nice because it's easier to understand than other chapters that I've read, but it reminds me a lot of the David Lynch Dune, where they the studio just wouldn't let him have enough time to make the they wouldn't let the movie be long enough. So they just cram in facts. People just think facts out loud.
Yeah. Or
think the connections the audience is supposed to make or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
But I want to be led along a little bit because sometimes I'm like, what the fuck is all of this?
Right.
Then they mentioned the Thunieri with the shrank skulls hanging down between their legs like shriveled apples. Mm-hmm. Made me think of Kellis and the heads.
Yeah.
But apparently this is also a tradition. And, well, Sarl likes a good head.
He likes a head.
Yeah.
The captain.
And he ties fucking Cassoders. I was wondering how... well, we've talked a lot about the water weight of a cabbage, but when he ties his beard to Cassoders' hair and he's walking around with it...
So cool.
It's I love 11 pounds.
Bakker.
That's some neck strength.
That's some neck strength, dude. Well, Sarl's stacked, man.
Yeah.
He's got all the power in the world.
Speaking of loving Bakker, do you want to show the stickers?
Oh, yeah. Peep these stickers, everybody. That Jacob procured.
We got some stickers made.
Hopefully you can see them.
They're a riff off of the Bakker skateboards logo. Because I like skateboarding a lot, and I have been learning to use Photoshop on my phone, so we're gonna sell those for like $1 a piece or something to get just to like raise a little bit of money for better equipment down the line. Like, not that we're in dire need, but we have a bunch of them. So coming up, I'll be in touch through the internet about how to procure them, how to get me to send you some. And if you just want one and want some and like don't have much money, that's fine. We'll work it out too.
No worries.
I want to spread the name, I guess.
Spread the name, dude.
See the stickers on stuff and have people have no idea what it's about, or why it's in that block letter font. But
yeah,
I'm psyched on those.
Yeah, they look good.
Yeah.
Zinnerit.
Oh yeah, what's he doing?
He is doesn't have any eyes. He's naked, right. He's emaciated, and he's freighted by heavy shackles about his neck,
wrists, and
ankles.
Verb? Yeah, verb.
Good. Adverb? I don't know.
Pronoun.
Nair does not give one fuck.
Oh yeah, he's cold blood.
Nair has a lot of cool stuff to say about Zinnerit.
Yeah. His phallus was also exposed. Just wanted to mention that.
Was it?
The guardsman yanked Zinnerit, the man, into sunlight. He wobbled drunkenly, heedless of his exposed phallus. Just wanted to mention, we get one phallus, no mention of the curve.
It was a flaccid phallus because he doesn't have any eyes.
Yeah, and he's probably not too horny right now.
Probably not.
Without eyes.
He's not a consult violence fetish guy.
Yeah. But there's a decent amount of eye gouging in this first series.
Yeah, there is actually lots of it. Okay, but then we get into more Kellis and Pragma, young Kellis. He is being tasked with repeating a phrase, which is the logos is without beginning or end, and then he says that 7 million more times.
Yeah. A lot. I was talking when you were gone for a second about how this ordeal, I guess that means, the word ordeal means more to us, but this like one trial that they put him through seems to really be like the moment of initiation or illumination for Kellis. Like, he's been raised in the Dunyain like since he was born. Obviously he's like genetically engineered, but I think he really goes through like his not conversion but conversion in this. Yeah, like it's
real,
like his enlightening thing. Yeah,
no spoon moment.
More than anything else, like, it seems like this really just made him who he was, more than this one event made him. Was like the tipping point, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, he was leading up to it, but this is what like fully immersed him in it. Yeah. And I guess that makes sense, because you're saying words to yourself for 7 days straight, perhaps in a Gnostic trance.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, and it's very simple. You know, whenever you look at yourself in the mirror for too long and you like start to feel like you don't exist. Yeah. It's just that.
Okay, dude, I had to mention this, but our old therapist, Steven, he literally told me this, that if you look in the mirror and repeat a sentence for 12 minutes a day for 3 weeks, you will come to believe it. That's awesome. Dead serious. So you can brainwash yourself. I don't know why 12 minutes in 3 weeks. That was like some of the weirdest shit.
I love that. Steven is so cool.
Stare at yourself and you can convince yourself of anything. And I've never had the discipline to try it.
You should try it, dude.
Do I say I am God in the mirror for fucking...
I don't know. I'm happy. I am consistently happy. Woo! I am consistently happy.
Dude, fuck yeah. I mean, that's hilarious, but
yeah,
not a bad idea.
But let's keep it going, because we can't go too long this evening.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out that he keeps saying the words all night, and there's some nice descriptions of him like being cold and feeling sensations and whatever, and then when the sun comes up, he gets this human moment where he was When the sun broke from the glacier, he was dumbstruck by its beauty. Smoldering orange, cresting cold. Damn, that's a lot of adjectives.
Yeah.
Smoldering orange, cresting cold plains of shining snow and ice. And for a heartbeat, the proposition escaped him, and he thought only of the way the glacier reared, curved like the back of a beautiful woman. And then the pragma slaps the shit out of him again.
I see the pragma as like Rafiki jumping out of the tree. And, yeah, I just think that's funny. But
I like that.
That's a very, I don't know, that's a touching thing for me, because that's kind of my experience with Buddhism, is like seeking...
People slapping you.
Yeah, no, but thinking that like dispassion is the way, and seeking that, and then having those moments of being like, oh, that's really beautiful, and then literally having the pragma be like, no, and then that sucks. Mm-hmm. But like, and then that being reinforced, like, yeah, that's Buddhism, you should keep doing that over and over again, and then like one day you won't have to be reborn. And so it's interesting.
Rough.
But yeah, I don't know, it's like, you said one time, I don't really feel like I need to be a self-moving soul. Like, yeah, it's pretty true.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah. He says, repeat the proposition.
Screaming.
He screamed.
So was he standing, like, sitting right next to him, just waiting for him to fuck up the whole night, or did he just, like, appear out of nowhere?
I don't know. He's probably just sitting there.
He could smell it on the air. He's like,
yeah,
this horny-ass sunrise is gonna get him.
This sexy-ass sunrise. Those bitchin' curves of the fucking glacier.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, that's funny.
Let's get back to present time.
Yes.
Jeff mentions Kellis is pulling his Zin card from his deck. He uses other people's personalities to influence others, and uses the Zin card to trick Proyas.
Yep.
Yeah, he fully agree with you there. He is like, oh, I'm gonna mimic the dude he loves the most, and I guess outpace him, be a better version of him. Mm-hmm. Kellis is having some daddy thoughts.
Yeah, he thinks to himself, they were in a labyrinth, 1,000 halls. So he's kind of trying to come to grips with what's going on as far as the stakes of the Holy War and what he needs to do to be able to manipulate it. Mm-hmm. Manipulate it. And he's like, man, these idiots really believe that I'm a prince.
Yeah, he's like, I think he says that it was easy.
Yeah.
Which, like, man, I wish I had the acting skills or the swagger to just... Well, do I wish that I could manipulate people? For fun, you know, just like some fucking Frank Abagnale shit, the Catch Me If You Can guy. Mm-hmm. That'd be so sick, except for him not being a doctor or a lawyer, but just to be, like, convincing of something else just for fun or entertainment. It sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Trick your way into, like, the VIP section of the concert or something like that.
Right. Some people got it like that.
Oh, yeah.
They can just be like, well, yeah, you'll do it.
Jedi mind tricks.
I kind of do that sometimes.
Fuck yeah. Teach me your ways.
No,
Start slapping me.
Here's why you should give that to me. Here's why you want to give that to me.
Yeah, if you phrase it in how it benefits them.
Yeah.
There's some use of, I learned this word yesterday, some use of enthymeme in this chapter. Enthymeme is an element in logic. It's an argument in which one premise is not explicitly stated. So my understanding is you lead somebody to the conclusion themselves, and then they think it's more genuine or powerful because they thought of it. It's literally Inception from the movie Inception.
Yeah.
Not somebody telling you what to do, but you thinking that you came up with it.
Right.
Which is how Kellis's dreams play into this. He tells everybody that he's dreamt of the Holy War.
Right.
Which may or may not be true because his dad has dream called him.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's true or not, but he plays really humble. I guess a lot of people are claiming having dreams and prophecies about the Holy War, and one could not walk 10 yards along the face, he said, without seeing some hermit screech and gesticulate about his dreams. And somebody was like, well, why do yours matter? And he's humble. He's like, I don't know, maybe they don't.
I don't know.
And then Kellis, this is what he's doing. By claiming to be less than what he seemed, he moved men, even learned men like Proyas and Acamian, to hope or fear that he might be more. So that's my enthymeme point of discussion.
Yeah, that's your fucking dissertation. That's awesome dissertation shit right there.
Thanks. Jeff is mentioning act like you belong. Yeah, I guess I like to try to sneak into knock on wood, haven't gotten caught here yet, but sneak into the movies just by going in the exit. And my dad is like, my dad's like upper middle class, like, academic dude, but he likes to do, so he's got the money to pay for a ticket or whatever, but he likes to do the odd sneakeroni.
Sneaky?
Yeah.
He's a sneaky boy?
Occasionally.
That's funny.
Like, he snuck onto the field of this college football game last year or something.
Oh.
Like, he just went there early, but then decided he, like, wanted to be, like courtside, basically. Huh. And he was down there just, like, chilling with the coaches and stuff for some reason. I don't know.
Just a white man in America. just doing whatever he wants.
Pretty much. Just fracking the land.
Fracking the land, yeah.
But he taught me that if you're wearing a coat and you take off your coat or jacket and hold it in your arm, it looks like that you've been inside. So, I don't know.
Oh, damn.
Like, that's what I do if I'm at the movie theater, and I guess if it's fall, spring, or winter, not summer.
Yeah.
I try to pretend like I've been in there.
Yeah.
Acclimated to the temperature.
Acclimated. While you go on, I'm going to check on Patricia and the baby.
Okay. Druid says that Kellis isn't really lying, though. He is a prince, just not in the way they think. Yeah, for sure. I didn't know until, I think in the second book, when he gets caught and circumfixed, that he was claiming, like, I didn't, for whatever reason, register that he was claiming to be a specific prince of a place, the Prince of Atrathau. Or, like, maybe that was just, like, a vague region, not an actual city. Even though I don't know if they fucking have princes anymore in Atrathau. But, yeah, I thought he was just more of a vague, like, powerful personality, but, like, throughout this. So, that he wasn't lying so much specifically, but you're still absolutely right, Druid, that he's still a prince, he's just not the fucking literal prince. Druid also says, easier to speak oil and manipulate truth instead of lying. True. The best lies have a grain of truth in them. And they're greased up with Imwama oil. Jeff says that he's walked into anime conventions. Day 2, no one cares. Fuck yeah, dude. I think I saw like Kobe Bryant in some fucking basketball playoffs and I don't know, years back now, because I went at halftime with my dad and people smoked at halftime. I don't even know if people smoke cigarettes anymore, but like we just like hung out in the smoking section outside, and then they didn't check tickets on the way back in, so we got to see this basketball playoff game, which was kind of exciting. Well, still rolling with my Brian-less commentary. Hopefully I'm hitting the right points, but there's some commentary on dreams that I wanted to talk about. For the people of the 3 C's, dreams, no matter how trivial, were a serious matter. Dreams were not, as the Dunyan had thought before Moangus' summons, mere rehearsals, ways for the soul to train itself for different eventualities. Dreams were the portal, the place where the outside infiltrated the world, where what transcended men, be it the future, the distant, the demonic, or the divine, found imperfect expression in the here and now. And man, I really like dreams. I keep a running note in my phone where I log my dreams, and I don't know, I don't keep them super specific usually, maybe some more detail certain days, but like the new Dune movie too, before the title or the like studio logo I think pops up, that has the throat singer dude say dreams are messages from the deep. In the Solusa Secundus, whatever those soldiers are language, I forgot. And man, I really want dreams to be more like prophetic or magical or spiritual than they are for me, but it's usually like, for me, it's like usually something like this. I had a dream gas price went up to $6.39 and I was pretty angry about it. Or another dream was my toenails were painted either blue or green. So my dreams are typically mundane, and I just like want it to be more of a supernatural mystical experience. But you know, perhaps I don't have that calling. Perhaps my dreams are just mere rehearsals and ways for the soul to train itself for the different eventualities, like getting a pedicure.
Can I say something about dreams?
Of course you can.
I rarely find my dreams to be very significant, or I just don't remember them, but I did have like the most psychoanalyzable dream last night, I think. I was on the lake with Patricia and her dad on her dad's boat. My mom was there, and we were going on the boat. The water was like a weird brown. It was too brown, and the sky was like a weird orange. And these huge waves were like, all of a sudden there was this huge wave that like barely missed us, and it was so scary because I was like, Patricia, like, just like afraid for Patricia, I guess. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh damn, we could really talk about that probably. Like, I wonder what the significance of waves are. It's like so powerless. I guess feelings of fear and like the immensity of, I don't know, having a kid or whatever.
Yeah. In Jungian psychoanalysis, water is the unconscious.
Hmm. Ooh.
So I don't know. Your unconscious is trying to pummel your family. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Jeff mentions here in reference to what is it? I guess Mo Angus. Listen here, kid. This is how you rip off the world. Words I wish to tell my kids, dude. Yeah, you got to teach them all the little scams and life hacks and I don't know.
Well, I think we missed something that Druid said. I don't know if you said this, but Druid mentioned that Kellis isn't really lying because he is a prince. He's just not in the way that they think. And yeah, like exactly like he said, easier to speak oil, manipulate truth instead of lying. Very, very true.
To grease the hog.
Yeah.
Grease the pendulous phallus of the person you're trying to dupe.
I was just gonna say, I guess that's a white lie, and I'm like, of course it's white lie. I don't know. It just seems weird that they would call it white lie because it's like not that bad.
You mean saying like
a racial thing?
Yeah.
It's weird.
I always wonder what like, I don't know, like African tribes from a couple hundred years ago or whatever, like, or South American people or what, anybody, like if they had the same color theory of like black or dark is always evil and white is always good and pure, because like I could see that maybe I don't know, I could see that maybe because like there's not a whole lot of bright white stuff in nature.
True.
Some flowers and clouds and some bird. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to come up with reasons.
Well, it's probably very Judeo-Christian to think that white is like heavenly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and like, I don't know, that is a good question if that is just like super whitewashed, because I guess what comes to mind, is like, well, like if I'm outside and it's dark, I'm a little bit more on edge.
Yeah.
But I think that's a cop-out. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think the daytime versus the nighttime, the dark versus the light, but makes sense for humans. It's more dangerous in the darkness. Perhaps that with the darkness which comes before.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know if like I don't know how literal or when it was applied to like skin color.
Yeah.
Because like Irish people used to be considered black like a couple hundred years ago or 100 years ago here, which is like insane because I'm part Irish and I'm like white as fuck. But you know, it was like a sociological thing rather than it was obviously a way to like shit on other people. But
that's wild.
And like I'm sure the Irish people like still had a better leg up than like African people or African American people that got fucking brought over here by slave ships. But like yeah etymology.
Well, Jeff says I seriously doubt it. Night is scary to everyone. Which is very true.
Yeah, for sure.
I got hunted by coyotes in my neighborhood at night.
What?
I tell you that story?
I don't think so.
It was fucking crazy. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Alright, so me, Bean, and Merlin were walking, like, in the middle of the night, like at 2 a.m. probably, because I had just gotten off work. And there's all kinds of wildlife in this neighborhood. Foxes, owls, coyotes, deer. And I see this coyote in the road. We're walking, big road, the orange street lights, and it's quiet, it's awesome. And there's this coyote in the middle of the road. Usually, whenever you see a coyote and it sees you, it scurries off.
Mm-hmm.
And that motherfucker just stood there and looked. And I was like, okay, dude. Like, I like tried to shoo him, and he didn't shoo. And then I see out of the periphery of my vision another one creep up, and then another one came up, and I was like, you can't hunt me. Like, you can't do this. I was like, I will still win this fight. I couldn't believe it. I was like, desperate times, man. A big human, a big dog, and a small dog. Like, they definitely wanted Merlin. We could get Merlin, but I was like, Jesus Christ, you can't hunt me. That's crazy.
Not in my neighborhood.
Not in my neighborhood, man.
NIMBY, not in my backyard.
Oh, shit.
It's all good.
Oh, but anyway, that's my coyote story.
Jeff also said brother. I feel like leaving that out would be unfair of me.
Unfair. What's up?
He wants a coyote jacket now.
I wish you would. My name was Coyote.
You wish it was?
No, not really.
We could make that happen.
Nah. That's fucked up, man.
Kellis is still
Yeah.
trying to calculate. I mean, he's like winning over everybody, but he's still trying to calculate exactly the reasons for anything, like what's happening. It's funny to be like, I don't know, be like winning the situation but have no idea what's going on around you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did you watch season 3 of Twin Peaks?
No.
This dude who I don't know, functionally, like, his brain is half gone in like a, not like he doesn't have like a disability, it's like a literal, not a literal, I don't know. This dude who's not all there because of weird Tulpa shit, Black Lodge, etc. Damn, this might not even be worth explaining, but...
Is this a spoiler, dude?
Nah.
Okay.
He wins a shit ton of money at a casino.
Is his name Dougie Jones?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, it's Dougie Jones.
Shout out to Druid.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know how to... I don't want to...
Should I watch
Season
show?
3? The whole show?
The whole show.
Yeah, probably.
I've never seen it.
I really like it. I could see you either liking or hating it.
I feel like I've started it a couple times and thought it was like super whack.
It's like in kind of a sitcom, not sitcom, soap opera on purpose. So they toy with the tropes there.
Oh.
Some of it's genuine for sure, but then it's also kind of like a horror mystery thing.
I feel like I need to watch that.
I mean, I'm a big fan, but
oh, sick.
Anyway, Dougie Jones is like can't really communicate and doesn't know what's going on, wins a shit ton of money at a casino, and people start calling him Mr. Jackpots, and he just doesn't even know what to do with it. It's just kind of how I pictured Kellis being like, everything's going his way, and he's just like, yeah guys, like, I'm gonna roll with it. But Dougie fucking Jones. Then we get the moment where the young Gallia Thane sits on the Emperor's stool, which I'll have to look up what it's from, or maybe you can tell us, Jeff, but is a reference to history. He's chilling on the Emperor's stool because he's, I don't know, tired of standing up. Then he's looking at some glazed pork jumyan that he'd pilfered from a slave, which I thought, stealing from a slave, dude? Stealing the slave's jumyan?
Yeah, dude, that's fucked up.
Cold-blooded. But, and then staring at the naked man chained, the naked Skilvendi chained. Then when he finally realized what he was doing, he decided he rather liked the attention and began striking a series of mock imperial poses. The men of the Tusk roared, and then Saban had to rein him in a little bit. But then when the Emperor Zarias comes in and does the same pose, everybody starts fucking laughing. There's more aping. He did the very same pose that the young Galioth had aped just moments before. Kellis watched his face grow pale with rage as one of the eunuchs explained the laughter.
That's funny.
And he's kind of doing the as above, so below thing, I think, with maybe reversed the left hand, but one hand facing down and then the other one facing up.
Yeah, he's being a real prick. That's all my commentary is.
Fuck yeah, dude. Here's Jared's recommendation about Twin Peaks. You can skip half of season 2, but season 3 is some of the best stuff David Lynch ever filmed. It's a great meta-narrative about TV, media, and how it affects the collective unconscious.
Oh, damn. I thought it was just some cheesy-ass show. I didn't know.
It's not just there's definitely some, like, cheesy on purpose stuff.
Which is cool.
Yeah,
I like that, yeah.
It came out in 1991, I think, and my mom said that she used to watch Twin Peaks with me as a baby.
Oh, really?
So I was 2 years old, and just when I learned that, like, last year, pretty recently, I was like, oh, yeah, that's why I'm fucked up. Because
you got brainwashed by David Lynch.
Dude, there's some scary moments, especially if you're alone.
Hell yeah.
I got scared.
I need some horror in my life.
Well, it was on, like, cable TV back in the day.
Yeah.
So the first 2 seasons don't have, like, gnarly horror.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't show too much fucked up shit.
Yeah.
But the 3rd season's it was, like, direct to HBO or Showtime, so...
Oh, cool.
It goes...
Like a while out.
Yeah. Jeff mentions about the Gallia Thane sitting... one of the Franks sat in the Emperor of Byzantium's, stool, I guess. The Emperor was short, so he always sat to look taller during the First Crusade. So he wasn't confident being a short king. He had to get the booster seat.
Get that booster seat, like fucking... What's in Game of Thrones? What's the fucking...
Tyrion?
No, not Tyrion. Tyrion's awesome.
Joffrey?
Joffrey.
Mm-hmm.
He needs a booster seat.
Yeah.
He needs to choke on some pork.
Some pork jumyan.
Yeah.
Dude, that would be cool. Recipes from the apocalypse. This is from the second apocalypse.
Recipes? Yeah, hell yeah.
So this is the moment where Kellis is, when he's pondering everything, he notices one face that he can't solve.
Yeah.
Which is the face of Skeos.
Yes, a different face among the councils. Troubling face. Which I thought was kind of funny. How troubling.
He knows trouble when he sees it. Big trouble.
Chaos.
It was the subtlest of incongruities, a vague wrongness that drew his attention at first. He's like sized him up. He's an old man, obviously gets respect. Somebody's murmuring to him, and he deduces the name because somebody says Skeos, which is like, do you need to say the guy's name when you're talking right next to him?
Right.
Like, hey Brian, let me tell you a secret.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they were talking shit about him or something.
Yeah. This monkey man over here.
Yeah, he walks like a freaking ape.
I bet his phallus isn't even that pendulous.
Yeah.
But,
except it is.
He's
got the skin spy.
Yeah.
Greased thorn.
But he decides this dude is wrong.
Yeah.
Just like not a human.
It's
like something's
good.
wrong. A single indecipherable face among a welter of transparent expressions. Scaius, are you my father's work?
Dad? Is that you?
That's when you hear a noise and you want to make sure it's like someone you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Dad, please, is that you? Just say something if it's you. I don't know. I remember being scared of fucking moments like that.
Yeah.
My dad probably just pretended it wasn't to mess with me.
Yeah. But yeah, and then we skip into more Logos stuff. Kellis is on the tail end of his trance.
He gets to the word the.
The.
Am I skipping too fast?
No, you're good. We gotta probably try to wrap it up kind of soon.
We're doing speed round today. I was wondering, did he really need to do the word the? But then the next couple paragraphs pretty much say that the was the crux of it all.
Yeah.
Which I didn't really get, but he gets to the no thought. No thought, just vibes. Except for I don't think he allows himself any vibes.
No.
But no thought.
Unconditioned.
He breaks free. He's now a self-moving soul that will never have fun or feel pleasure or fucking...
Yeah, just chase the carrot of intellect.
Mm-hmm. Like a dweeb.
A dweeb.
But he's like hench built up.
Yeah. There is some stuff later on they talk about that I think is pretty interesting. But it's later on.
Jeff says scaring your children is a God-given right.
Yeah, dude.
And then there's some Twin Peaks advice from Druid. If you want to check that out after, probably.
Drew says...
What?
I'm just reading it.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, that's good advice. I'm definitely going to watch it.
That's another thing we can discuss, too.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm a big fan. Zarias... Back in the present, Zarias is trying to challenge Nair with Zunarit.
Yeah.
He's like, I fucked you guys up. See? Here's proof. And
Nair's like, that's nothing. I don't even see that person.
Yeah. He's just stone cold. He's like, well, haven't we not broken him? You have broken nothing.
You've broken nothing.
I liked Kellis realizes that Zarias is accustomed to recovering from blunders.
Yeah.
He's quick, he's clever.
I know, yeah. Zarias does this double, like, seesaw, dipshit, fuckhead. Like, he's the emperor.
he's having a moment to shine.
Yeah.
Maybe get a little polish a little shine.
They definitely have a little tit for tat.
Zarias is like, well, yeah, to break one man is to break nothing, I suppose. It's too easy to break a man, but break a people, surely this is something, no?
And then he keeps on goading him, and he says, your people, Skilvendi, broken at Cayuth. Weren't you at Cayuth? And Nair, this whole scene, Nair really gets knocked down a couple pegs in this scene. He really has to commit to the story that he and Kellis are spinning, and I imagine it's really difficult for him, and it makes me feel bad. But he doesn't say anything to that. He doesn't, like, come back with a retort. Too much, but he does say, I was schooled at Cayuth, which I thought was cool. Circled that. Schooled!
Yeah.
And then Zarias goes, were you now?
He finally got the W.
Yeah. And then he just says, Compass was my lesson. And he starts going in, and it confuses the Emperor. And war is intellect.
Yeah. We get a strange term that he's monologuing, but Nair says that about Compass, and from the Skilvendi he learned the importance of Gobak Zoi, the moment that one must read his enemy from afar and strike at the instant of their imbalance. I think that shows just how revered war is and how much of a part of the culture is, that there's like 1,000 words for snow type of thing.
Yeah.
There's the gabaksoi. But he drops...
The moment.
Yeah. That special moment.
Flow state.
Oh, yeah. But like you said, the war is intellect line is like the hammer.
Yeah.
Because that shows that he was there when Confucius was maybe at like his proudest moment up to date in his whole life. Like, biggest victory ever for sure.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's when he was laying face down in the mud with the dirt in his mouth.
I did not even connect the two.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, damn, get fucked.
Yeah,
There's
so
a beast.
check this out. He drops that, the get fucked line, war is intellect. The shock was plain on the imperial nephew's face, and Kellis wondered at the force of these words. And it's tense, but yeah, he fucks him up in a way
crazy.
That just... It's like, you and me are the only ones that get this.
Yeah. Although at that moment, Nair was like laying in blood and mud and horse grease, but...
Yeah.
But Compass doesn't know that. Compass might have thought Nair was skulking in the shadows with his knees in the dirt.
That's true. Druid says that right here, Nair has to prove and fight against his masculinity at the same time. He's definitely... I feel like it's against his ego or his desire, but he definitely knocks himself down a couple pegs, like humbles himself to make a point, to be believable, I think, where I don't know, it's like if you get somebody that gets their ass kicked that admits they got their ass kicked is like so much better than somebody that's like, oh, it was close, like you should see the other,
Right.
Like, I don't know. It shows you stronger if you could admit to what happened.
Yeah, and it's like it's okay to say you don't know something.
Yeah, like they taught you at
Cumberland Heights. Druid, I'm sorry. He said, "My God, I just got the cringiest Zoomer Gamer Gear ad." I'm sorry, dude. I don't know how to turn the ads off this shit. Was it like a Twitch ad? I'm sorry. And then Jeff says, "This is Rice, maybe the third or fourth smartest man in the room." But yeah, sorry about the ad. It's really annoying.
Does Twitch just like send out ads for letting us stream or something?
I guess so. I don't know.
We need to break Twitch and break Patreon because they're not doing what we want.
Yeah. And Druid says Nair says some 15 different Skilvendi words of war, detailing specific tactics when he's teaching Kellis and the Warrior Prophet, and it is glorious. That's awesome. Hell yeah. Random ads when you refresh the page. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, sorry.
Thank you for struggling through it for us.
Yeah.
It doesn't make us like money. It's
I mean it's like
what
0.00 fucking 3 cents. It's not like it's anything that's helpful to us, so I'm sorry. It's inconvenient.
We wish they weren't there, but we aren't smart enough to figure it out yet.
My war is not intellect. Bristled Gothy elk, dude.
But Kellis understood the stakes of this whole exchange. The Emperor needed to show the incompetence of the Skilvendi. Zarias had made his indenture the price of Vicuri Confis. Like any merchant, Zarias could justify this price only by maligning the wares of his competitors. So that's the stakes. That's literally what's happening in this chapter. Is they're trying to broker a deal. They try to explain Swazond.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
people
not
without gods.
Which they totally have a god, though, the no god.
Right.
But yeah, I still prefer Nair's own explanation later, but
yeah,
we'll get to that at some point.
So Confus is describing the Swazond.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
He describes them. These scars are called Swazond, a word that means dyings. To us, they're little more than savage trophies. But they're far more to the Skilvendi. Those dyings are their only purpose. The very meaning of their lives is written into those scars. Our dyings. Do you understand this? So he's suggesting that Nair just wants to kill motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. Which is, like, kind of true.
Yeah.
But there's more to that.
There's more.
And, who is it? Confus is goading Proyas. He goes, ask him, Proyas. Ask him what moves his soul. Which, the self-moving soul thing. Mm-hmm. I like that, because Confus doesn't know the whole backstory of Kellis being a Dunyan.
Yeah.
The Logos. He just happens to say the exact same words, you know? Tricky. It's like the story was written by a guy or something. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But Kellis can't keep his eyes off Skeas. Mm-hmm. The nuanced musculature that produced his expression was unrecognizable. His face was not a face.
It's brutal.
Slender limbs folded and pressed into the simulacrum of a face. Mm-hmm. How is this possible?
What is this man? And then, abruptly, Skeos' eyes flashed to his own. The rutted brow clenched into a false frown. Again, I love the Skin Spies and their commitment to their roles.
Method actors.
Yeah.
And Kellis is trying to play it off all like when you make awkward eye contact with somebody.
It's like Inception and of like they're both pretending to be people.
Dude, yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure. They both see each other as something that is what they truly are.
Yeah.
I didn't think of it going both ways. But this is what tips off the Emperor. The Emperor notices that Kellis is staring at Skeos, and he's like, notes that. He's like, alright. Mm-hmm. After this, he's going to get a talking to.
Yeah. That's funny, man. Let's see. Proyas gives a good burn to Confus. Because Proyas mentions something about a mandate schoolman. And then Confus says mandate stories are worthless, and Proyas says perhaps, but of a par with Nansur stories. And he's like, bitch.
Suck on that.
Yeah.
Gothielk starts yelling.
Grizzled Gothielk.
Shout out Gothielk. Nair spits in Confus's direction. I feel like Nair would be out of... I mean, that man's salivary glands.
Yeah, they're buck wild.
Yeah. We skip back to Kellis being an enlightened baby.
Mm-hmm.
The pragma throws a fucking knife at him. After 7 days in tower.
Classic.
I was confused because it says a watery knife, like a rope in water.
Yeah, it was confusing.
It's a knife. It's a knife.
It's a knife.
It just throws a fucking knife at him. But Kellis uses his ultra powerful instincts and muscles, and the fucking pommel slaps against his palm. I have been Legion, now I understand.
Yeah, one of the things that stuck out to me in this, in my comparison between like Buddhist enlightenment and the Logos, so like in Buddhist, they're kind of going towards the same thing of wanting to like get rid of, like passion is the cause of suffering, or like getting wrapped up in passion is the cause of suffering, and to eliminate the passion or eliminate the craving is the cessation of that suffering or confusion or whatever. But so it starts off by saying no thought. The boy extinguished only a place, this place. So that kind of differs from traditional, like what Theravada Buddhists would call or would like talk about enlightenment, because there would be no place. It would be only not place. It would be only empty. So it's like, I kind of think it gets a little bit confused, but it's like, it's the there is no spoon type of thing. Like, there isn't actually a spoon. It's just sensation. Or it's just seeing. Or there's no sight. It's just seeing type of thing.
Is there a now?
Not really. No.
What is there?
Emptiness.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That's the jam. There is.
I wish I understood, but maybe one day.
You gotta glimpse the logos, dude.
Yeah, I'd rather glimpse the inverse fire, I think. Seems more direct.
Dude, I've seen the inverse fire the past 2 weeks. Straight up.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to talk about that, but that was a sick-ass text message you sent me.
Oh,
said,
yeah.
I've glimpsed the inverse fire.
That was like day 7 of being in the hospital. Oh, horrible.
What a world, man. Yeah, we haven't seen each other in, like 14 days or something, so.
I missed you.
Miss you too, bud. You want to jump somewhere? I can power through this pony.
Let's power through. We're almost done pretty much. Nair wants to sound Confus.
Like with the stick in his dick?
Yeah, it says you would sound me.
Oh, rough.
It says that a couple times.
Catheter guy.
But he does some cool shit. Nair, let's see. So somebody, Confus, is saying his heart must cry for vengeance. The Nair is saying, and you say this because your heart would so cry, but my heart is not your heart. This is why it is a riddle to you. And then he pops off and he says, Zinner is not the name of shame to the people. It is not even a name. He is the other, but you who would mistake your heart for mine, who see only two Skilvendi, one broken, one erect, think he must still belong to me. You think his degradation is my own, and that I would avenge this. Confus would have you think this. Why else would Zinnerit be among us? What better way to discredit the strong man than by making a broken man his double? Perhaps it is the Nansur heart that should be sounded. I just thought that was cool.
It's epic. Yeah, and I like the part too, he who does not ride among us is not us.
Yeah.
I think that's a thing in different cultures. I mean, it's not a real culture, but the Dothraki in Game of Thrones have that where if you can't ride, then you're worthless. And I like how their cultural values of the Skilvendi don't make sense to the Nansur.
They're very anarchic, kind of.
Yeah,
maybe not. No, they're not really, but
a man's got to have a code, right? I feel like it's that. Except for I haven't watched The Wire, but I heard it's gritty and real.
Yeah, Druid, Jeff, is it a stereotype that white people love The Wire because they think it's gritty? I read that. I feel like that's very true. Yeah, you should watch it. It's really gritty.
Who, anarcho-primitivists?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
scene, like, it's like their society is loosely anarchic, but their interpersonal, like, their actual, like, their yaksh is, like, patriarchal, kind of.
Yeah. I felt so anarcho-primitivist yesterday because I lost my lacrosse ball that I, like, roll around on my back to massage it.
Brutal.
But I found a walnut. And it's, like, still in the fruit, which I never knew so many things had so many layers, like onions and Shrek.
Damn, yeah.
But I was like, I'm gonna roll around on this rock hard ass walnut, and I posted on my Instagram just to flex about it. I was
Nice.
like,
That's
I
true.
want to do this. I didn't do it.
Oh.
I might later.
How anarcho-primitivist.
That's
of
true.
you.
So, no parents, no rules.
But yeah, let's skip ahead a little bit. It's sad because there is so much good stuff. But we gotta wrap it up.
Yeah, they reveal, the reveal is that Kellis realizes that the whole fuckery with the Vulgar Holy War, where the Icurians knew that Kalmamunis and the Vulgar Holy War was never gonna work.
Right.
So they supplied the Vulgar Holy War, knowing it would fail, so it would strengthen the throne's own position, which is now they want to make Confus head bitch in charge, and that way they can win as much ancestral land back.
Right. And he's like, oh shit, I gotta actually make sure this doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Kellis kind of gets a little bit more motivated.
Yeah. Because Kellis doesn't like him already, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe they're too snide and I don't know. Something. Kellis doesn't like anybody, though. Or he doesn't care.
No, he doesn't care. Naor, and this, he's kind of defending Kellis, or he's gassing up Kellis, which this is like such a cucked paragraph. He says, "From this man," he continued, gesturing to Kellis, "I learned that outlanders could have honor. As a slave, he fought at our side against the Coyote. Through him, through his God-sent dreams, I learned of your war. I was without my tribe, so I accepted his wager." That must have just, like, destroyed him to say.
Yeah. That is very cuck-pilled.
Dude.
I didn't even realize until you just reread it how, yeah. But Nair is committed to his end goal. I don't know, that's how it makes sense to me, is that, like, he wants to see Moangus again so bad that he will debase himself.
Anything to do that.
To get that ass.
But then he does a sick-ass monologue, and he says, "Do not mistake me, Enrithi. In this much, Confus is right. You are all staggering drunks to me. Boys who would play at war when you should kennel with your mothers. You know nothing of war. War is dark, black as pitch. It is not a god. It does not laugh or weep. It rewards neither skill nor daring. It is not a trial of swords, not the measure of wills. Even less it is a tool, a means to some... Even less is it a tool, a means to some womanish end. It is merely the place where the iron bones of the earth meet the hollow bones of men and break them."
So fucking sick.
Dude. "I will not regret your losses," he says. He pops off and everybody loves it.
He keeps going too.
I know.
He just starts getting brutal, and he goes, and talking about how he's gonna fucking kill the Phanom and rape the wives, slaughter the children. "And when I sleep, I will dream of their lamentations and be glad of heart."
And all the great names are like, yeah, we like this guy.
Yeah, they're contemplating in stunned silence, and then Gothielk is like,
"He hates openly."
Okay. Yeah, he who hates openly can be trusted. He who hates silently is bullshit.
Yeah.
His shit is fucking bullshit.
Mm-hmm. And then Saban says, "There's wisdom in the heathen's words."
This is where everyone's like, okay, let's party.
Yeah, everybody gets so hyped.
The one dude has 2 different scrolls from Maithanet, which I feel like is it just, there's one yes and one no?
I guess
so. He's like, okay, now we'll open the yes.
Yeah.
He could be ready for either situation.
I don't know, I guess. But yeah, he doesn't even get to finish his little thing, and everybody, the roar of the assembly reverberates throughout the Emperor's garden, and it's just, it pops off.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to war.
Kellis kind of jumps in and backs Nair up a little bit. It's a good speech, but I feel like he kind of already knocked it out of the park. Like, maybe just getting the follow-up from a cultured non-swine brute or whatever, like, secures his position, but I think Nair kind of already earned his spot.
Yeah.
They're psyched on him, dude. And,
they love him.
And Zarias is fucked.
Yeah.
The handsome face of Ikuri Zarias then turned to him as terrified as it was enraged.
Classic Zarias.
And then Kellis, knowing that Zarias is going to try to make him come talk about why he was staring at Skeas, or maybe do even worse, was like, we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
And then they scram.
And then it's on.
There's been too much truth here.
Yeah.
Heavy line to leave it off on.
Heavy line.
That was the second aPODcalypse. We went the same length as we always do, despite saying 15 times that we're going to hurry it up. But that's what we got.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week at the same time.
Yeah, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Thanks for shifting to Wednesdays.
Yeah, thanks for being so down for the cast.
Down with the clown till you're dead in the ground.
Keep it greased.
Keep it pendulous. We'll see you guys next time.
We'll see you next week. Love y'all.
Truth shines.
Bye.